This episode is brought to you by Comixology, an Amazon partner and the leading online platform for digital comic books. So for cheap digital comic books, check out Comixology in the link below.
What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Skid Reviews. And it is the holiday season, and what better way to start off this season than by talking about blood and violence and murder and torture and gore. Oh yes, we're going to be talking about The Punisher. So The Punisher made his debut in the Netflix universe of Marvel in Daredevil Season 2, and he was a fantastic addition to that series. Jon Bernthal did a great job with the character. So as soon as Season 2 of Daredevil got over, it was announced that Jon Bernthal would be getting his own show as The Punisher on Netflix. So The Punisher released a couple of weeks back. I did not binge this series for once, and you know what? I was pleasantly surprised, and I really liked the series. When I went in to watch The Punisher, I was expecting a lot of violence, I was expecting a lot of blood, because The Punisher is one of the most violent comic books ever written, and definitely the most violent character in the Marvel comic book universe. But I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, of course, there is a lot of violence towards the end of the season, but for most of the season, it's more of a character study. It's an exploration of Frank Castle, the man behind the Punisher's skull. And it's a great exploration, it delves in political debates on gun control and on violence and what violence can do to a person's psyche. And it's a very, very interesting story. So having said that, let's get straight into the review of Marvel and Netflix's The Punisher.
Marvel's The Punisher is not an easy story to tell, especially in the current political climate. A mass murderer with a skull painted on his chest is bound to create controversy. The series could have easily turned into an indulgence for senseless acts of violence, but it doesn't. Instead of shying away or ignoring the harsh realities of the real world, The Punisher dives face first into the debate. Creator and writer Steve Lightfoot and his team deliver an engaging 13-hour centered story around all those hot-button topics. For the most part, the show succeeds in covering a wide range of issues, from gun control to how veterans deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. It may not come as a surprise, but subtlety is not the show's strongest suit. There are times when the show shouts its political overtones at the viewer instead of hinting at them. The Punisher, however, does excel in the way it handles the issue of PTSD. The series is essentially a character study on what being exposed to violence can do to the human mind. It's a brutal exploration, but one worth taking. In terms of action, The Punisher delivers on all fronts, featuring some of the best fight choreography in the Marvel Netflix universe. Frank Castle is a believable killing machine who gives as good as he gets in every fight. The writers also do a wonderful job of making sure it's clear that killing has consequences. Jon Bernthal proves that he can headline his own series. He gives an excellent performance as Frank Castle, which is a difficult role to play. In a single interaction, Bernthal can cover a wide range of emotions. When he's about to kill his enemies, Frank is the scariest imaginable guy. But when he's around Karen or someone else that he cares for, he's a completely different person. Like any good show, The Punisher wouldn't be as good as it is without a talented supporting cast of characters to back it up. Eben Moss Bachrach's portrayal of David Lieberman and his relationship with Castle is the glue that holds this series together. The unlikely pair is terrific every time they are on screen. The Punisher does, however, stumble in its depiction of the Homeland Security team led by Agent Dina Madani and her partner Sam Stein. At times they feel like they're part of another show entirely. Madani and Stein rarely get a chance to do anything interesting, which is a shame really, because they are both very skilled actors. There's also the issue of Karen Page. Deborah Ann Woll from Daredevil and Bernthal established that they have chemistry back in Daredevil Season 2, but most of her story here feels forced. The Punisher works so well on its own that it's easy to forget that it's part of a larger franchise. Sure, Frank will presumably work alongside the rest of the Netflix superhero gang, but there's no need to remind the viewers of that with Karen's cameos. Those few quibbles aside, Marvel's The Punisher does a great job of building its own unique world away from the Defenders. It is a great addition to the Netflix superhero catalog. The show is elevated by strong performance from Bernthal and the supporting cast, and its fearless approach to to tackling tough political questions doesn't always work, but it's an admirable try. So if you can handle the violence, then The Punisher is definitely worth your time.
So there you go, that was our review of The Punisher. To sum it up, it's a pretty good show. It's one of the better Netflix shows based on Marvel superheroes. Especially with the shit show that was Iron Fist and also The Defenders, which was kind of okay, but it had its really low moments as well. The Punisher is a welcome respite. Personally, I think Daredevil is still the best Netflix Marvel show, followed by Jessica Jones, and I would put The Punisher in number 3. You know, it's great storytelling, it's very well written, and it's a very intriguing exploration of the character of Frank Castle. So yes, I would definitely recommend you guys watching this series, and if you guys have already watched it, then let us know what you thought about this series in the comments below. And next week is a very special week because December the 15th is the day that Episode 8 of Star Wars, The Last Jedi releases. We've been waiting like 2 years for this movie and we are super excited and super pumped. We're going to be there in the morning, in the afternoon, first thing in the evening, and at night. We're going to be there for all the shows, in all the theaters. Well, there are only a couple of theaters, but we're going to be in all of them. So if you guys see us, then come, say hi, buy us popcorn. Hopefully we can watch it together and hopefully it's a good fun time. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more content, please do leave a like and perhaps you can consider subscribing to our channel. It's free, it takes only a second, and you know what, it helps us out a lot. So yeah, until next time, I will see ya.